Everybody, Cimpy here, doing my 2026 game room tour. Let's check it out. Alright, so here's the room. My wife and I have built this over the past decade plus. I think we started around 2012, back around when we got this house. Started going to a lot of yard sales. And I'm sure you've heard this before, but you buy in big lots at yard sales at a good price. You sell the things that you don't want, keep what you want, and use those funds to buy more lots. And then it kind of just multiplies from there. And 13 years later, this is where we're at. So my focus this year is that my kids are getting older and we do these game nights down here every once in a while. But, a lot of the stuff I was collecting when we started out, there's some kid stuff in here, some things that I'd play with them, but, a lot of stuff is probably still a little too old for them. So I've been looking at a lot of the kids games that I probably overlooked, and that's been fun playing with them. And, one thing I really like, if you're a parent too, these are great. Nintendo Force magazine. Check them out on Patreon. If you were a Nintendo Power kid growing up, Nintendo Force is great. And they give you posters every month, and my kids love putting those on their walls too. So, pretty neat. We got one theme. Something I'd like to do this year is get a new shelf, because if you look over here, a trend you're going to see is just games behind games, and that can't keep happening. We need to change that. So hopefully a new shelf will help do that. I don't think a new shelf is going to solve this though, because man, fitting an entire Vita full set, just about, not entirely, but almost there, in one drawer like this, I don't think I can spread this one out. And when I say games behind games, with the Vita stuff, it's games behind games behind games. This thing goes like 3 rows back. It's crazy. You can cram a lot of Vita in a small area. There's really only a couple games left that I need, but I think they're pretty overpriced now, and I don't really have the drive for a full set. So I don't know if I'll ever finish that. Maybe I will one day. But one thing I do like collecting too, hoarding, whatever you want to say, are these Game Boys. Or really just handhelds in general. So, we got Game Gears, Lynx, Nomad, N-Gage, DS, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, the works. So, one cool thing, let's see, like, all of these are yard sale finds. And things like this, like Game Boy Light. Like, I never see these things. That's really cool. These things do turn up at yard sales. I found some pretty wild stuff at them. You'd be surprised. So, if you aren't out yard sailing, highly recommend it. Some of these things are organized by clumps. Like over here's light gun games. I got VR games over there. I got my wife's Harvest Moon full set collection here, and over here we kind of have a lot of the like local things. So like video game movies we've gone to, or the video game museum in Rome ticket. Some of the local conventions, they put out convention games, which I think is really cool. That was a Halloween thing my wife and I did last year. But over here in this room actually is my favorite corner, and that's my Mega Man corner. So, actually, let me move this a little bit. There we go. The Mega Man corner. When I was growing up, I used to draw Mega Man a lot. And as a full-time artist nowadays, I attribute a lot of that to early drawing, thanks to Mega Man. And so it's been a pleasure to collect Mega Man stuff. And actually, one of my favorite things came from one of the authors of the Brazilian Mega Man comics, which, if you don't know, look it up yourself. It's pretty infamous, pretty wild what they got away with in that series. It's this Rockman character licensing guide. This is a thing that they would give to artists who worked with the franchise. So if they were making toys or comics or things like that, they would send over this licensing guide for them to reference, you know, different enemies, and they would have everything about color and a little bit of background info about them, just so that they knew the characters properly before they did any kind of actual official work with them. So really cool, one of a kind thing. Like, I'd never seen this before, and when he broke that out, I was super excited. And to take a step back, I actually reached out to the author of those comics originally, because I heard that he had some originals for sale from the series. So, for example, like here's some inks that he did. These are inks, and then I got like the watercolors as well. This is probably my favorite frame. Mega Man X in a bathrobe, meeting Mega Man for the first time. It's just goofy and ridiculous. But the guy's really nice, and he broke this thing out and mentioned selling it to me. I took him up on that. But yeah, this Mega Man collection's a complete franchise collection. So it's every game complete in box, minus one weird Taiwanese PC exclusive. I have all of those except for one. It's weird, but they're these Taiwanese games. There's one left that I don't have, and it's impossible to find. Don't even try. It's good luck. But yeah, that's the Mega Man collection, and it's again kind of its happy place. There's not really left anything to collect for. Nowadays we're left to things like coffee. We buy Mega Man coffee because that's all we get. But we got the new game Dual Override coming out. Super hyped. So hopefully there's a physical release for that. And if there's anything special about it, you betcha I'm gonna find a way to get it. So I think I'm gonna end this here for a second and switch over to a couple other spots in the house where we have some gaming related things, especially some pickups that we did this past year that I would love to show. So anyway, okay, so one of the ways our collection got so big was because of this awesome arcade we have nearby. They offer great store credit, and you know, I don't always sell everything that I get that's a dupe. Sometimes I'll just take it to the arcade. It's so much quicker and easier. Yeah, I get less for it, but I get great deals there. Love that place. And one of the things they actually offered me was they were trying to make some space in their pinball area because they had too many pinballs, and said that I could use store credit on it if I wanted. And I had a lot of store credit there. I definitely took them up on that. And this has been one of the coolest things I've gotten in the past year. This Iron Man pinball is a very difficult pinball machine, which is, in my opinion, great for home use because you can practice and get better at it. And they're shorter games. So if you just have a few minutes to play some pinball, well, this is a great game for that. So it's gotten a lot of use since we got it. So I'm really happy about it. And I plan to do this again probably in the next year or two as I find more stuff to trade in. So love it. Iron Man pinball. All right, and this is nostalgia. Picked this up in the past few months here. It's a piano, Japanese rhythm arcade machine. Has a lot of mixed classical, anime, just pop music stuff. It's a big mix, and it's really approachable to anybody really because it's got a lot of leeway on the timing. You don't have to press the note exactly right and on time to get it as a pass. So I think it's really approachable for most people. The difficulty scales pretty well, and it's been pretty fun. My kids really enjoy it. I've noticed my son's rhythm improving a lot over the past month or so, and yeah, as he starts to get into music lessons, it'll be interesting to see if this has made a difference for him. But here's an example. Oh, one of my favorite songs on here. And I think this is the easiest difficulty. They even have a mode called Real, where you literally, it's just playing the piano at that point. Literally every exact note. It's crazy. But they got Undertale songs, they got classical, they got Beethoven, things like that. I think we started watching Spy Family lately and knows the theme song to that's on there. And you could even play on the demo mode if you want. One neat thing about it is, there are leaderboards, and my local arcade has this, so I get to compete with them without having to make the trip all the way out to the arcade every time. Pretty cool. Anyway, I think that's about it. Thanks for watching.